Nya 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 nya. Hi, we're playing Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. We're playing Treasure of the Midnight Isles, which is the roguelite mode. That was recently added. As you can see, I have a party of 3 dwarfs. Uh, because the random factor for this run is every dwarf in my party gets +1 to con for every other dwarf in the party. So we're rolling with the beards. So right now we got Beffrey. He's a paladin stone lord, which is kind of the heavy dwarf version of the paladin. We got Bardit. She's our cleric. I believe I gave her the artifice and earth domains. And we got Boris. He's an imperial bloodline sorcerer, which just means I can stack wisdom instead of charisma, because got an arcane. So as you can see, we got some fun. The peril rating, and then depending on which island we go to, we get different bonuses. So this one, get a random positive effect or extra experience. And I was going to go for experience. And let's make sure the formation is... So it does look like they are, reusing tile sets. Yeah. Scroll of Ray of Sickening. Oh, you're gonna get it. Because you're the sorcerer. Oh, and the other fun part is that the Imperial Sorcerer can actually heal, too.
I'll get it next time.
But, next time we roll up a new character, would love to hear suggestions from the chat. If anyone's even watching this. Just because there's a shitload of character building options in this game.
Beautiful.
Level 1 Pathfinder, folks. Now, there's an abyssal anchor. Hi, Mika. There is an abyssal anchor where we can make a hard save. So if your party completely wipes, you can go back to a hard save, but they are limited. And I just put trickery on the cleric because I needed someone to do it. And since I'm gonna roll with nothing but dwarfs, because that bonus to Constitution is very silly, I don't think I'm gonna use a Alright, what does a Forsaken Kobold Cutthroat? Okay, yeah, sure. A level 4 fighter. Yeah. Sure. With 20 AC. Okay. So it's gonna be a lot of this for a bit. And we're doing our real-time with pause mode right now just because otherwise these fights would take forever, and we're at a low enough level that I can manage dealing with a Forsaken Kobold Cutthroat, which is name a new album. Fortunately, in Pathfinder First Edition, dwarfs get that charisma penalty, which means dwarf clerics aren't great at channeling. Look, it's an entire party of Durbrick, Grudgebelly, and his family. Just a bunch of Grudgebellows just hanging out. Yeah, this mode seems better than the one in Kingmaker. For whatever that's worth. They definitely have more tile sets to work with this time. As well. And we're playing on whatever the difficulty one step above normal is. Yeah. Kingmakers was very good for testing out builds.
We're gonna rest after this fight.
Let's hear you cry.
Alright, got a shitload of XP for finishing this. Let's level up the Paladin Stone Lord. Yeah, put those points into athletics with that strength penalty. Yeah. Yeah, some really good, just everything turns into chunks. Alright, let's see. Oh, we didn't even use domain slots. Alright, let's do lead blades. That's a good spell. Wait. I think sorcerers just... I am in the chat if anyone would like to join me as well. Gonna put some of these... And I'm just picking everything up and just throwing it in the stash, because I can. Masterwork Bastard Sword, Masterwork Orc Double Axe. Masterwork Dueling Sword. Game sure does love giving you, exotic weapons, huh? Which I guess is better than the alternative.
Sure.
Hello.
Hi. Does it enjoy giving you, what is it? Cold something?
Cold Iron.
Yeah, cold iron.
Yeah, because you got to deal with demons still.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
I am very much. I'm not gonna play it just yet because I gotta play Arcanum and,
Yeah, I've got to play Arcanum.
and stuff. But when at some point, hope soon, I hope to restart this game with the enhanced edition and all the DLC and
Yep.
stuff, and
Yep.
beat it this time.
I guess, yes. I guess this is integrated into the main campaign in some way.
Yeah. I mean, so was the one in Kingmaker.
Yeah. Okay, I can finally use lay on. I got lay on hands with the paladin. That's fine. Oh, I should have rested. Whatever.
Does this have a?
So you
Like
know the
a,
abyssal corruption stuff? That's still a part of this mode, and it's basically that this mode's way of making sure you don't rest
Too often.
too often.
I modded that out when I played the game for 100 hours, among other things.
Yeah, that's cowardice.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm a filthy casual who set everybody except my main character on auto level up, which I'm not gonna do this time. I feel like I've got enough of a hand on it.
Oh, grease.
Oh yay, Grease.
It's a good spell. But it also affected the enemy spellcaster.
Grease light on fire in this one?
No.
Does it ever light on fire in any D&D thing?
It does in Dragon Age.
Let's see what we can do.
That was one of the things they loved talking about pre-release, was like, hey, look! If you cast grease!
I hear you guys like Far Cry 2.
Yeah. Far Cry 2 and Dragon Age Origins, two hits of the late aughts
I mean,
that people
They
think
were
are better than they are.
fair enough. Maybe perhaps too long.
There is a point at some point where Dragon Age Origins is gonna, or Far Cry 2 is gonna have to be played by me. Just, I know it in my heart of hearts. And I'm not
Why
gonna
you
be
gonna
happy about
play
it.
Have you ever played it?
I did, around the time it came out. And I remember it being way too long and thinking the story was complete nonsense.
Yes.
Blood Dragon remains the best Far Cry game.
Yes, it's the best Far Cry game because it doesn't overstay its welcome, even if the jokes don't land.
It's at most 15 hours.
Oh, whatever bug that was happening where they were holding their weapons wrong has fixed itself, or been fixed. I have some pictures I can show you where, like, whatever I think whatever weapon set was equipped was being posed for a different weapon set.
It's hardly the worst Pathfinder.
Yeah, hardly the most egregious bug in this game. But hey, it has a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I forgot that the class I have on Wednesday is not 2.5 hours. It's closer to 90 minutes. So I said, why don't I stream this? But yeah, gotta start playing Arcanum for the podcast. Did you know that if you support Deep Listens on Patreon, you too can recommend video games to the podcast? Like, Justin258, who recommended Arcanum.
Yay. A game I've never actually played.
Well, I have great news.
Play it.
You can play it.
People seem to be having issues getting it running a little bit.
Yeah, you
It's on
know.
Windows 11.
It works fine for me. So obviously, no one else would have any problems because it works fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that just what's his face from Kingmaker? Yeah, I'm using that portrait. There are only so many dwarf portraits in the game. Okay.
You should have run.
All the fun of low-level D&D.
What level are you now?
2. But the last run I did of this mode got to the last island in the chain and got absolutely fucked up by some sort of weird undead monk. So, you know. I think...
I can handle it.
Also, I would not be... I would not be surprised if the playing this on higher difficulties makes it a little harder. Because I've mostly just been fighting kobolds. And kobolds with class levels.
So what you should do is you should stream it on unfair difficulty.
Uh-huh.
With
Oh,
the damage
right.
modifier turned all
The
way
roguelite
up.
disliker has entered the chat. What's the point of roguelite mode? All will turn to dust in the end. Yeah.
I don't think anybody hates the idea of a roguelite more.
Alright, what's the permanent buff? Oh shit! Holy fucking shit, that's a good buff.
What'd you get?
Everyone has a permanent sense vitals effect on them. So basically, sneak attack. Everyone gets sneak attack plus 1d6 until we get to reach the end of the run. Oh, what's the point in a roguelite mode?
Oh,
All will turn to dust in the end.
okay.
That guy,
I
yeah.
didn't play enough of Kingmaker to remember
Harim
that guy's...
is...
What's that guy's name?
Harim. He's bad.
Harim. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
he's one of the worst. Like, you get Tristan in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And Tristan is so much better than Harim on every level.
One of the complaints I've seen about Kingmaker is that all the party members kind of aren't great. Stat-wise.
Stat,
I guess-
yes, like, genuinely, like, stat-wise, it's one of those things where, it actually starts to, like, negatively affect the game, even playing on, like, whatever challenging difficulty I picked. Because it's like, you're not quite good enough to be the class I want you to be. Alright, let's see. What do I give the paladin? He's kind of the tank.
Did you just play Kingmaker with like an all custom party? If you
No,
can.
no, because I also want to, because I'm an idiot and I'm like, I want to see the story.
Yeah, but how many of those characters have stories that are actually worth exploring?
I mean, some of them are like interesting characters. Knock Knock is fun. 'Cause he's a little fucker. Um,
Can you respec them? That game added a respec option, but I don't know if it. I don't
I
know
don't
if it's
think you
like.
can respect. I think your party member stats are still the same. Um, fuck it. I need to. I'm gonna have to put points into. Gonna have to take power attack at some point. My favorite.
Power attack. It's
I just the feat tax of Pathfinder First Edition, where it's just like, all right, well, if you're gonna do a build, you have to take these handful of traits. All right, let's see.
I guess the best parts of RPGs.
Yes.
Required traits to
Yeah,
get rid of some disability you really don't want.
yeah. Let's see, extra channel. I forget. Does channel energy? Let's see. 1d6 points of damage from. Could always just get extra channel.
It's boring.
It's boring, but it's
It's useful.
It's useful because it's more.
Um,
Actually, no. I should get selective channel first.
what does that channels?
That means that you don't heal enemies when you.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that's the one that doesn't.
Oh.
Because I played a.
Fuck.
I played a, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait. You
Need
don't have
minimum of
13
13 charisma. As you can see, this is a very optimal party we're rolling with. Then.
Yeah. Did you dump? I think you dumped charisma.
Yeah, because dwarfs. Always be dumping charisma.
Not Boulder Gate.
Yeah.
Or charisma is utterly useless.
I mean,
I like how BG2 just gives you a ring that's like, here's 18 charisma.
yes. Yes,
Turn it on when you need it. They what?
Yeah, they're pretty open about just being like, yeah, fuck it, man. I could. I don't have enough strength to use heavy armor without getting slowed down. But also, I don't think it matters that much for dwarfs. Anyway, what if I. Let's see.
I mean, are you dedicated to this run?
No, I'm not. Combat reflexes is a good ability. She has enough dex to make it work. And then for you, precise shot, because you fucking have to take precise shot. Always. Alright, let's see. What's another spell we can get that will scale well? Shield.
Yeah, I kind of. When I do replay this, I do kind of just want to make the same character again.
Yeah.
Because I had to respec her several times, but she was still turning out really good.
Yeah.
As it turns out, being able to put a spell in one hand and swing a sword with the other, and turning dex all the way up, so
Yeah.
you can get that armor class bonus is good.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
Is this what the resting area looks like, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, it's a boat. Alright, let's see. No one's gonna camouflage. And no one's gonna alchemy. So I think the boat can get attacked.
Oh, that sucks. Does your corruption go up when you're here, or does it go down?
It goes up when you rest.
Even in the upper area?
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to home base,
So,
or what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
So how do you get that corruption to go down?
I think there are island events that will get rid of it for you. And also, I believe once you go back to port.
Oh, so this isn't just one dungeon.
No.
Okay. That sounds a lot better than the original, which is just like,
Yes.
here's a bunch of squares, and here's a bunch of squares that have like a purple haze over them.
Cold
Here's a bunch
Iron
of
Masterwork
squares with
Bastard Sword. Cold
orange.
Iron Masterwork Gnome Hooked Hammer. Yeah, for all the... Shoutouts to all my Gnome Hook Hammer users. The amount of... the amount of effort they put into making Regil's build work is very funny.
I barely used him. Does it work?
Oh, yeah, because basically, there is a mythic trait that lets you use what's it called? Lets you use Dex for damage with weapon finesse. And there's another trait that lets you, I believe it,
A trivial task.
that lets you say any weapon that you have weapon focus in counts as a finesse weapon.
All this waiting for.
Okay, if you can cast Bless, then we don't need you to cast Bless.
Salute.
Also, we
What?
forgot to give the cleric spells.
Hey, Relkin.
Hey.
So any weapon you have that has... Where do you get that one? So any weapon you focus on will have a finesse. I think I took that.
Yes.
I think I took that for short swords.
Yep.
And I had some short swords that were really good. And I would just, like, always cast a spell through the short sword or something. And it was real good. Anyway, I need to be going to bed soon. It's 10
Okay.
o'clock.
Hey Justin, I nearly beat Marathon.
You nearly beat Marathon?
I think I'm close to the end.
Like the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. How did... Have you looked up any guides for any
No, but I came close to on the risers.
Oh,
the
yes.
colony strips for sale cheap?
I came very close.
Yeah, so in his review, Mandalore hated that level. He refers to it in all three of the reviews, and there's nothing but contempt for that puzzle.
It's bad.
Yeah.
First-person platforming is rarely ever even
How do you feel?
alright.
How do you feel about the rest of the game, though?
Not enough weapons.
Not enough weapons?
No. Pistol, different pistol, machine gun with a bad grenade launcher. That seems to be it so far.
I mean, look, back then, video games didn't have... First-person shooters didn't have machine guns with grenade launchers attached to them. Like, secondary firing was a novelty on its own.
Sure.
I recall it being way more useful in Durandal. But also, I get the sense that the main draw to those games is the story going from, like,
Adding
AIs.
Vision to Durandal kind of taking over.
Yeah.
I don't
To
know where
just,
it's
like,
going to go, but
the
I've
way
gotten to
that-
the point where Leela's gone. It's just Durandal
Yeah.
down. I'm rolling my eyes a lot out of a lot of his messages.
The way those games play with AIs and other stuff that I
Rampancy.
won't really get. Yes.
Jealous gang.
The way those
Is he
games
making
play
games
with
about
AIs.
rampant AIs? Weird.
Yes. By the way, if you're wondering where the story for Halo and later Destiny
Yes.
came from,
I like that the different enemy types. I'll give it that. They surprised me a few times with the human civilians that have exploders in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I wouldn't have played as much of it as I have already if I did not like it. I'm interested in the sequels.
Yeah, they're the ones, especially Infinite or Infinity, where it just.
It's Halo Infinity, Halo Durham.
I was hoping. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I was hoping that Halo Infinite would start to go.
What
Nuts.
revealed that the
Like Infinity, not reveal. Like I was hoping that the Halo Infinite would take its story somewhere crazy, sort of like Infinity does.
all
I don't
I hear
think
about
you could
those,
get
those
away-
later games is that they just pick a new direction every game.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Halo-
Yeah, please look forward to the roadmap for Halo Infinite tomorrow.
Yes, we were supposed to get co-op at the end of this month, but it's 10 o'clock for me on August 31st, and no co-op.
I got 2 more
I
hours
will
for you.
reinstall that game and play
They
it
got 5
co-op.
hours for me.
I am very much looking forward to playing that co-op with someone.
That's why to play Halo.
Yeah.
Particularly that one, because whatever shit you can say about the story, and you can throw a lot of shit its way, it's a garbage story. The pure gameplay of that game was great.
Yes. Give Mr. Chief a grapple hook.
Is there do people get tired in this mode?
I mean, I bet if you kept them up long enough, yeah. But it's not, there's no travel.
Okay.
If the thing that is keeping you from playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is the threat of maintenance, I have bad news.
It was mainly an issue with the travel, because it would feel like you would take like 5 steps. No, I'm tired again.
It is less bad, especially once you get, teleporters.
Well, I have it. So,
If you turn off the what is it called? The Might and Magic mode.
Yes, the
Heroes of Might and Magic mode, which I forgot, the Crusade mode.
management stuff.
Yeah, if you turn that off, you don't get any of the fast travel points, which I think is one of the things that nearly broke me when I played it.
Oh,
because
Jesus.
I was just like, I would click on an area and then check my watch and just wait for the characters to march over there. And
yeah, it's not great.
I never turned off random encounters because I'm stupid. And it was don't do that.
Dwarf.
Or better yet, if you do want to go down that route of modding out all the stuff you don't like, don't do it with like the in-game options. Go find some mods. Go download Bag of Tricks or whatever it's called these days.
Oh, yeah, to be clear, the reason we're doing a full dwarf party is because this run has Tailwind of the Bearded, which gives each dwarf in my party +1 con for every dwarf in the party, including themselves. Which is why this boy has 40 HP at level 3.
That's stupid and
I'm
good.
curious, how long is this mode supposed to go? Is this an infinite thing, or?
I don't know.
It was integrated into the main campaign, so it can't be totally infinite.
Let's see. Where's the Treat Affliction? Let's see, Lore Religion. You have the best Lore Religion. Yay.
Start playing Troubleshooter.
Yeah.
And there's too much stuff in that game.
Friend, you have just started.
Yeah, I know.
What is trouble? What is it?
What is
that
it? It's
game
like a
exactly?
It is like XCOM, but also FFT. And
it
it
is
basically
definitely the intersection of like JRPGs and an XCOM.
And the other thing I would say is you can ignore a lot of those mechanics.
But what if
Because,
I decide to play on hard mode?
I mean, you could do that.
I don't like that it's always Iron Man, though. I don't seem to be able to save.
Is Troubleshooter Abandoned Children the
Yes.
name of this game,
Yep.
or is there another one?
A test
No,
of
that's
my
the-
abilities.
Slow start, though. You're right, this wouldn't be a good choice for streaming.
Yes, it is.
Spent an hour
I did not
just
get to
getting
the
point where
monster
I had my
taming.
company.
Or the robot making.
What? Sure. It seems really neat, though.
Yes, it is a scrappy little game.
And it's nice that it just runs well after so much XCOM, just with miserable loading times
Yes.
and weird buggy bullshit. It's nice to have a
Yeah, just don't
one
use
of
the
these games that
grapple.
just goes.
If the camera zooms out too far, the game will start crying.
Does XCOM 2 ever do anything that justifies its poor performance?
No.
Because I played some of it.
I mean, you had
Is-
like 20 lost on the screen at one point. That was quite a bit.
Well, that was a shitload of gold, if nothing else. And I think the last island is coming up, and then I think, as far as I can tell, yeah, each island is basically a little mini dungeon, and then once you complete the chain of islands and get whatever reward, which I believe gives you mythic levels, you go back to port and start a new run. But I do believe there is some sort of ending to this mode. I don't know, but if y'all want to stick around, the next time I make a character, we can solicit audience submissions.
How long will that be?
Well, I've been cruising.
It would have to be a dwarf, though, right?
Yeah,
Battles await.
but hey, I made a dwarf sorcerer work. So,
Sure. Okay, so I just got the bestiary and troubleshooter. There seem to be almost 300 enemies in the game.
yeah,
What the fuck? What is this game?
it's every tactics game.
Apparently.
300 sounds about right for a JRPG type thing.
And would it surprise you to know that some of those enemies are recolored versions?
Yeah. Hey, Justin, how do you feel about in an XCOM game having to decide your rent payment plan?
Your rent payment plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of this game
I was
having
looking
too
at
much shit.
I was looking at screenshots of this game earlier, and it reeked of visual novelness. Is that a thing?
There's been a bit of that, but they put some work into the cinematic direction of it.
Yes, it is.
But, like,
The
Is
manhwa
this like-
energy is off the charts.
I'm having a good time with it.
is this like? I'm not. That's not like a deal breaker or anything, but like, I've said okay. So I said
Noted anime hater Justin 258.
yes. Haven't seen one in 2 years. I sat down to play some Persona 4 Golden, right? And
Yeah.
I was just messing with it for a bit on my Steam Deck, and I was like, could I do this again? Do I really want to play through all this again? So I don't know if I want to.
Hold back.
Congratulations, you've become old.
No,
I mean,
it's-
Besides, you
like
don't have time to play Persona. You have to play Arcanum.
And I have to finish Tunic. And
probably play Doom again or Half-Life again.
listen, man.
That's only partially a dig at you.
If my brother could play 2,000 hours of Final Fantasy 14 over the course of like 8 months, surely I could play Doom again.
I mean, I have bad news.
Raiden.
I have doubled my playtime for Warhammer Total War 3
Good guys always win.
in the past 2 weeks.
Raiden is jurisdiction support policies.
Yeah,
Jurisdiction subsidies.
yeah.
Are you like?
Here's the
what-
thing. You can just ignore 90% of that shit.
Is this the Uber game?
Yes,
this
it is.
Star
It is.
Citizen?
Yes, it is the tactics game. It is all tactics games. And like the way, and that I say that as a compliment because you can make some very sick builds with characters once, even just like 15 hours in.
I mean, geez, you start off the game with a Blade Storm equivalent.
But
Yep.
like, what
Character.
what does this add to the game? Anything? Like,
I don't
It's-
know.
why?
A lot of stuff.
There's a lot of customizability, and I think moreover it's just a team of people who like a bunch of tactics games and are like, what if we put that in there? It has the same energy as Eodor for me, I guess would be my point of comparison.
What Eodor is?
Eodor is a turn-based
4X,
strategy
right?
game that is basically a 4X of every single fantasy strategy game you can think of. Like Heroes of Might and Magic, Disciples, Age of Wonders.
Strike!
It steals all of them.
A test of my abilities.
Did you ever start playing Sunless Skies again?
No.
'Cause
Those
I was-
games
I
are
was-
Too slow.
inscrutable. And yes,
slow.
too slow.
See, I was playing them. I played Sunless Skies for a little bit, and I was like, "This is great," and I really loved playing it. And then they were like, "We're gonna release an enhanced edition." I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait for that," and then didn't get back to it. I like the vibe and atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
She
no,
wasn't randomized.
fantastic vibes.
Flesh
You can turn off the roguelike elements of Sunless Skies. And also, when you die, even when you die in Sunless Skies, the maps only get generated once. You've already uncovered. You don't have to uncover
Oh.
it again.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the writing in those. I mean, Spawn London is neat. If you've ever played it.
Your lady's about to.
No,
get-
she's already dead.
Um,
She got crit for 20 points of damage. Let's see how far. Yeah.
Then
that's
her,
very
finding
unroguelike
clothes.
of you.
Yeah, well, guess what? This run's been going great, so you'll have to excuse me for
Save scumming in your roguelike.
save scumming in a game that allows me to save scum.
Yeah, I'm not giving you crap.
Yeah, I was gonna like that, like Sunless Skies, and actually like getting more into Endless Space 2.
Endless Space 2 is
But
cool.
I played a bunch of that earlier this year, and I was like, "This is great," and didn't get back to it because it's
Yeah.
just another one of those things in the pile of games I really liked but didn't get back to.
Yeah,
Can I read a sentence to you guys?
yeah.
Certainly.
When rescuing civilians, the reward from thank you letters increases by 100%.
Yeah,
The
The
fuck is this
reward,
game?
the reward for thank you letters.
yeah.
Like what are these? What are these?
I don't know.
Is
What,
this
you-
like the Persona
this game
thing where
was-
you read it? Is this
this
like the
game was
Persona
made
thing
by
where you
3
eat a bowl
people.
of meat and?
we should move.
Not
Is
actually.
this like the
3.
Persona thing?
Go ahead.
Is this like the Persona thing where you like eat a bowl of meat and like you get a stat that goes up every evening or something?
I don't know.
Well, you can negotiate salaries with your party members.
Can you get I was about to say, can you get a new job? Can your party members unionize against you if you're a shitty boss?
No, but their abilities might go down.
Oh, so you have to give them like
You have to
You
be,
can
you know, don't be shitty
throw-
to
if you-
your.
if you throw a pizza party, does it raise morale? I think it'd be way better if it like
Only lowers if you try pizza
yeah.
party.
Yeah, I think it'd be way better if it lowers or if it like increased some kind of like sarcasm stat. That is the fucking
Yeah, those are always.
that's the management go-to when things are going poorly.
Like you're a bunch of 5th graders.
Yeah.
If you guys do well, we're gonna have to like a pint of ice cream and a pepperoni pizza for you.
A pepperoni pizza? Wow! Oh, you got it from the cheapest possible place? Okay, this large water elemental.
So my previous place of employment, which has gone out of business at this point, by the way, when it was going downhill, when they were trying to raise morale among people, one of the things they were like, we'll put your, they were like, you could do this thing and we'll put your name in a drawing for like a ticket for a free day off you can take that doesn't have, you don't take up vacation day or anything. But
Wow.
the catch was that it's unpaid.
Oh,
Among a bunch
cool.
of adults who were getting paid $15 an hour. And they were like, fuck you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I genuinely do think that the director of the department was trying to get make it a paid day off. But the people above her were like, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, they killed Beffrey.
Oh no. Are you gonna reload again?
Yes.
He's not dead.
Yes, he is. The portrait
so
is
I'm
red.
I'm a second behind you, so I didn't see that until just now. So that company relocated their headquarters to Virginia, and they were willing to pay. They said, we'll give you a moving package if you want to. You can keep your job. They were going to give people $1,500 to move a state away.
Yeah, cool.
How generous.
Yeah, nobody took it.
Weird.
It was. Anyway, I'm glad I work somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Boy, yeah.
I got this.
Been looking at some job listings for stuff, and the other fun thing is just seeing how many like random ass service jobs are just like now hiring, and you can see the competition between them starting to heat up, and it's like, oh, this place is offering $15 an hour, just like what the commie socialists want.
For a minimum. And even then, it's like
$15 parentheses for certain positions.
It's not enough anymore. Like a few years ago, you might have been able to get away with it, but like it's $15 an hour is not enough anymore. And I live in a low cost of living area.
I'm always ready.
Braden, have you reached the next area to make a character?
Uh,
You don't want to bring up anything yet?
No. We probably need to change topics because this is going down a path I don't want to talk about.
this is going to lead to more commie shit, and then
Complaining about the goddamn capitalist pigs. Anyway,
and then no one will sponsor me.
you got 10 people watching.
That's right. Hello, welcome to twitch.tv/arbitrarywater. Sometimes I play good video games in addition to the bad ones I usually play.
How do you feel about socialism?
How do you feel about socialism? Vote now in the comments. Don't you love those like, whenever you are using a browser that does not have ad block of any kind, And it's like, do you... And every single ad's just like, do you still support President Donald Trump? And then it's just a picture of Trump just... And then the answers are yes and yes, basically.
Huh.
It's like,
I don't get those.
I've made an effort to use ad block as often as possible. So
Hey, sometimes you click on a link through Discord on your phone.
there is an
Listen,
ad block.
sometimes you follow an advertisement for ED pills
And then you're
only
like,
see those
oh.
advertisements.
There is an ad block browser for Android. If you want to go download that,
I don't have Android.
I don't know what to tell you then.
I'm not a goddamn No, I believe the ad block. There is a uBlock Origin browser.
Things I just keep getting ads for on Twitch specifically are child seats and vaping, anti-vaping ads, which is weird. 'cause
Vaping
I've
can deliver
never
toxic
vaping
metal into your lungs. That's metal in your lungs.
in your lungs, and I also don't have kids. I don't know why I keep getting these.
And sometimes I get ads for McDonald's. Yeah. Hey. I get it. There's a McDonald's near me. Because I live in any country in the world.
Is that a trap?
The only part of the only state capital in the United States that does not have a McDonald's is the capital of Vermont, because of course it doesn't. They're too busy eating kale and or
have
living
any-
off the grid.
Do you have any?
I don't
Do you have
know
any
what
Cure Light Wounds potions? Because that
I
dude
do.
is still not doing so hot.
Ah, fuck. Stinking cloud. Stop giving me your stinky cloud.
Well, Stinking Cloud is purple in this one.
As opposed to
It's like yellow in
Baldur's Gate,
like
yeah.
it's sickly yellow in Baldur's Gate, and I didn't remember what color it was in this game, despite playing 100 hours of this game.
Alright, well, hopefully there's nothing... Hopefully there's nothing else. Because, we're out of healing. Let's see.
You rest in the middle of a dungeon.
Let's see. Yes.
Are you gonna try that?
Yep.
It's your fingers.
Alright, we still got corruption level 1, so we get some arcane spell failure. A -2 penalty to wisdom and intelligence.
Do you even have a mage?
I do!
Ah.
No one stands.
Yeah,
in my
no,
way.
I have the Imperial Sorcerer archetype for
Battle awaits.
us. Which means it's a sorcerer who scales off of wisdom instead of charisma. Which is my secret way of working around the limitations of having a party of nothing but dwarfs.
I'll take care of it.
Looks like he's doing
None
much better.
shall escape.
Last time I picked up BG2, I realized that 5 of my 6 party members can shoot fireballs, and that has made certain fights in that game absolutely trivial.
Yeah. Mages
That
are
was a good
busted
spell.
in that game.
Beautiful.
Oh
Just say
no.
something real quick.
Got Eswin the Treasure Plunderer.
Boss?
Yes, a barbarian. Which, Barbarize that, nerd. My Melf's Acid Arrow.
Oh, hey, Braden, just to confirm, we're not doing my thing tomorrow, right? We're still doing Warhammer?
I was planning on it, yes.
Okay, good.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow was Thursday, also.
Oh, look.
Yeah, I was about to say, you get my hopes up. Did I go through all day thinking it was Wednesday?
No, it's Thursday. Tomorrow. Time is weird. I don't.
What is time?
A concept invented by men.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, in the game I'm playing, they just said it was Thursday.
Yeah.
I remembered about halfway through today that I'd asked for days off next week, which made me very happy. But also it's making this week go by even slower.
Yeah. Stone Strike. Instead of Smite, the Stone Lord Dwarf Paladin gets something called Stone Strike. And it's not as good as Smite. But it definitely seems like it will have uses eventually, because it makes your attacks count as adamantium for the purposes of overcoming damage resistance. Which, if you've ever, once you get to the later areas in Wrath of the Righteous. All right, see you, Mika. All right, I think we have enough money to build. Might have enough money to make a new character.
Awesome.
As soon as we slowly amble back to port.
Lady Dwarf.
Yeah.
Keep the sequel.
Are you looking at the list of Pathfinder archetypes?
No, I was just putting my vote towards Lady Dwarf.
Okay. Because I think I will be able to sort by price in descending order. Oh. Enchanted Longsword. Cold Iron Masterwork Dart.
Hey, Braden, I think that maybe Pokemon games aren't good.
Yeah.
Or at least aspects of them.
I think Pokemon is fine.
I understand it's a game for children, but I also feel like it condescends.
Oh yeah.
Everything is trivial except for they put their hands on the scale for those gym leader fights.
Oh yeah, the AI fucking cheats like crazy.
No, it's more than cheating. I looked it up because I was like, why did this happen? And okay, so here's an example. In the Rock Gym, you fight Brock and you get to his Onyx. It uses a move called Rock Tomb, which is very strong with not perfect accuracy, but very specifically that move has 10 uses.
Uh-huh.
But his version of Onyx has 60 uses of that move.
Yeah.
Which
Dumb.
Pokemon game are you playing?
The remake of Gen 1.
Is that
Leaf
a
Green.
Succubus standing there?
I was trying to do a Nuzlocke thing, and it ended in failure when I got to the second gym, and it just used one move to instant kill my entire party again and again.
Do you spend the last part of this game like running through towns in hell, essentially?
The Abyss, maybe.
Hmm.
I like the Illusionara segments of the game. It is divisive. But yes, one of the areas you go to in Wrath of the Righteous is literally a city in the Abyss.
Is it like, are you like killing people in it, or is it like just like a normal city, except it's in...
It's a city in the Abyss, so everyone's kind of shitty to you.
I know that, but are they immediately hostile?
No.
They're just
Not
assholes.
you. I mean, sometimes they are because they're demons, but they're also
they're just-
just evil mortals hanging out. All right, let's talk this fourth character. So any class that relies on charisma is out. Otherwise,
What do you already have?
paladin, a cleric, and a sorcerer.
What is a slayer?
A slayer is a cross between a ranger and a rogue.
Yeah, that's my vote.
So, slayer is basically just a flat damage dealer.
I don't know. I saw a vivisectionist up there, and I'm wondering what that is.
Vivisectionist is a alchemist who loses the ability to throw bombs, but instead gets sneak attack.
That sounds like lots of using potions to buff.
Yeah, alchemists are basically buff classes. They have spells, and most of those spells are about buffing.
What do you feel you need?
I don't necessarily need anything.
Do you need another front line, or
We could do another frontliner. Could do.
I'm trying to. I don't know enough about this system to know what would be stupid and also doable.
There's a lot that is stupid and also doable.
I know that's what makes this system great, but also, like,
Let's see.
These are all classes you can take later.
Yes. Those are the
So what? Can you scroll up? What's the difference between a witch and a wizard?
Witches have a different spell list.
Oh, that's right. They do hexes and stuff.
Yeah, they got hexes. Not as many direct damage spells. More control focused.
How do you feel about maguses?
Love them.
That's what I played.
Yeah.
What was it? Can you do the subclasses? Because I forget. which one I
Arcane
picked.
Rider. What if magic fighter on horse? Armored battle mage. What
You
if
could also
tank?
you'd also have a pet velociraptor.
Yeah. Eldritch Archer. What if Magus but range?
You know what? I played a hexcrafter. I think it was a hexcrafter.
Yeah.
Because she got that ice. What's the ice thing?
Yeah.
Ice skin or whatever that can give you like 2 extra armor class.
Yeah.
Which I remember being pretty good. Magus Hexcrafter was good. But that was what I played. Let's see. What is under what's a kineticist? That's
Kineticist is basically just the airbender. You shoot blasts. So blood kineticist, dark elementalist, elemental engine, kinetic knight, overwhelming soul, psychokineticist.
Oh god, and each one of these has like several different subclasses.
Yes.
Oh no, this is insane. I don't know if you've ever seen the list of potential classes in Wrath of the Righteous, but it's
a lot.
It's absurd. At some point, how much would you have to change up to make this a classless system?
You would have to
'Cause
use
it's
a
like-
completely different RPG rule book.
But I don't know. There's a lot here.
Hunter, which is basically the cross between Druid and Ranger, and is more or less the dedicated pet class.
I've never been a big fan of having a pet.
Oh, the animal
Character.
companions are really good in these games.
No, I know, but I've still never been a
Yeah.
big fan of having to have an animal companion, even though I had a little dragon following me around everywhere. And under Magus, there's an arcane rider. Is that someone?
Yes, Arcane Rider is the mounted Magus class. I believe, yeah, you can teleport around on your horse.
That gives you, and this might be spreading things a little bit too thin, but doesn't that give you another? It gives you another party member essentially. You have you have something else to use. It also gives you another mage, and if you play your cards right, another melee character.
Yep. All right, let's do an
All three in one.
Arcane
That's-
Rider, and she has to be a dwarf
That's
because
good.
because everyone has to be a dwarf. All dwarfs.
What's an unstoppable dwarf?
An unstoppable dwarf gets endurance and +1 to fortitude saves, which I don't hate that. But you lose keen senses, stability, and defensive. Yeah, whatever. Unstoppable dwarf.
You can sleep in light or medium armor without
Yep.
having, which is good.
Yep. Arcane mount. Let's see. Bonus feats. May select mounted combat feats as bonus feats. Okay, Maguses do have martial weapons. I was trying to remember. All right, let's get it. Let's get some pole arms, because that's the secret. Is you want something with reach? I don't think it actually matters that much.
Where is... There's Javelin. Light armor, long spears, and Javelin. The mercenary you just have to...
Yeah.
I know I'm a second behind you, but...
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that first.
All right. So what class did you go with, by the way?
Magus, Arcane Rider. So basically, the fighter wizard
does
hybrid
she
class.
Does she need charisma at all?
No.
Magus : Arcane Rider is some real good mobile game title energy.
Yes, it's...
Alright, 18 dex, 18 con, 18 intelligence. There you go.
I mean, I don't need con as much because I'm getting +4 con from the other dwarfs in the party.
But the dex gives you armor class.
Yeah.
I'm not as experienced in this as you are, but I...
yeah, maybe...
more armor class
I'm
is
trying to
great
think,
thing.
because the way spell combat works is you need at least one hand free.
Which is, I think, this is why part of why I think dex weapons are really good for this.
Yeah.
Because they're usually one-handed weapons like rapiers and stuff. Strength is good because you need you can get medium armor, and if this person is going to have melee capabilities,
I don't think you get medium armor. Yeah, you don't get medium armor.
No, it said you can get medium armor.
It said removed by archetype.
No, but in your that's arcane medium armor.
Yeah.
Just when you can cast. Okay, well.
But yeah, you still get spell combat, and I believe to use spell combat you need a one-hand melee weapon.
Yes.
So... Anyway, it's fine. We'll use what we can.
You change to a bounty hunter?
No. Yeah, I don't think it matters
It
that
said
much.
It said you did.
Yeah, light mace, heavy mace. I mean, the strongest weapon I could use here is a dwarven war axe. As far as spell combat, but...
But you got your points in dex, not in strength.
Yep,
Do maces really... Does that matter for maces?
it doesn't matter. It's just a +1 to hit. But, and also, the background ability only works on, means anything for non-magical weapons. Alright, let's try this. Or... Let's do...
I kind of wish this whole thing wasn't... I don't know, it doesn't do much. I always find it like... If you're trying to roleplay a character, it always feels like there's overlapping skills there.
Yes.
And if you're trying to maximize things, you wind up putting points into something that the character wouldn't have points in.
Yeah. And everyone here worships Torag.
You could always, like... Oh, never mind. You clicked on it. Or vanish.
Vanish isn't bad. And she's a regular magus, so I can just learn spells from scrolls.
Interesting.
You're a blue hair.
Quick! Else contemplate on your
What do you
mistakes.
put next?
I lead, you follow.
I'm wounded.
No, I have blue hair and gray eyes.
You try to make your character's appearance match the portraits you picked as much as possible.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
All according
But
to plan.
also, for this particular mode, less so.
And does she start as a level 1? No.
No, we can level up. Which means...
What about magic weapon? Never mind.
Magic weapon is useless as soon as you get real magic weapons.
Uh,
Alright, let's see. Piranha Strike. No. We need to be able to hit everything. Let's see. Arcane Strike. Not very good.
what's combat casting? Isn't it where you can't be interrupted?
It increases, yeah.
There's also dodge, which I believe is an AC bonus of some
Yeah.
sort.
Let's just go with combat casting.
Because if you're going to be right up close to them, they're going to take attacks of opportunity to when you they might try to take attacks of opportunity when you try to hit them.
And let's see. Get that frigid touch.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I gotta archive this stream
Afterwards, and
a
then
while ago. God damn it, I freaking forgot. Holy shit, I forgot that I only got 1 day to archive one of my longest journey things. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's always like the existential dread is like, I created a series. Ah, shit, I forgot to hit the export button. Shit.
Level up your horse.
Level up my horse. Bulwark.
How goes it?
I'm gonna turn this horse. This is gonna be my tank horse.
that
This
horse
is going to
very
be my tank horse.
You know, if we want to talk about things that I hope that 5.5e does better, mounts.
Tank horse.
Yeah, they need tank horse. Weapon focus. Hoof.
The problem with 5e right now, in terms of mounts, is that kind of fucking pointless. Unless you want, like, lore, and like, I want to fucking get from point A to point B real fast. But, like, I recall advanced D&D having, like, special rules in terms of how mounts could really add to combat.
Yeah.
I guess in theory they do in 5e, but who wants to fucking calculate that math? I'm not playing Starfinder, where I have to calculate half hit points for my mech suit.
Gross. Disgusting.
You say you don't like half hit points, but you're playing Pathfinder.
Yeah, I'm playing Pathfinder. First edition.
On a computer.
On a
where
computer.
where it does all the calculations for you.
I mean,
She
left a while ago, my dude.
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I also need to get off and go to bed because it's 11 o'clock, but
You see this and you're like, oh yeah, look at
I see
this.
this and I'm like, oh my god, I should start playing this game again.
And then you realize that's a terrible idea.
I need to finish Tunic first, which is a very good video game. You
Oh
should
shit,
play
did
it.
Tunic actually come out this year, or was that last year?
That was this year.
Yeah, it's earlier this year.
Fucking Blur, guys.
I agree. I was playing it earlier today and I was thinking, did this come out this year? That is a very good video game.
It is.
The
back half of that game is fucking hard.
Also, yes, I'm at the quarry and I'm finding that out. I spent a lot of time running around the quarry not realizing that there's a gas mask, which leads to my biggest complaint with that game, that it's written almost entirely in a made-up language.
I mean, who among us is not written up entirely in a made-up language?
And Braden, what if I told you that the late game is very much borrowing a lot of notes from Zelda 2?
That doesn't surprise me.
But yes, it has been difficult. There is a boss that the first time I really got stopped in that game was like there's a really big boss where you have to
Big
you don't
boss.
have to hit it. Yes, a lot of big bosses, not related to Metal Gear Solid.
Boss. I'm gonna back you up and say yes, I agree. The one thing that I will say that I think I'm enjoying this game. I enjoyed that game overall more than I enjoyed Cult of the Lamb, but only because I am finding that Cult of the Lamb's, like, everything everyone's saying about it being buggy is really fucking pissing me off. It is a genuinely buggy game, and it is frustratingly so. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
there's a big boss. The first time I really had trouble with that game was there is a very large boss that you fight, and I don't know what its name is or anything. It has like a faceplate towards the front that you can
Oh, right, that guy.
punch. Yeah, but if you hug very close to it, you can dodge almost all of its attacks except for the ADS for the ads it throws out. And you can get behind it and start basically bashing away at its butt.
Right.
And you can kill it pretty easily that way, but the first time I played it, I kept trying to get around behind it, and it's hard to do because I assumed that you couldn't walk between its legs. The perspective makes it hard to see.
That's another thing, is I think that, especially when the game has larger enemies, I think the perspective work is a little off at times.
Yeah.
Like, the depth perception and the field of view can get a little wonky in a way that doesn't make playing it easy.
Yeah, I want it to zoom out some a lot of times. I feel like I'm nitpicking in a game that I really, really do like a lot. But yeah, those are things that I wish changed.
Yeah. Good game. Like I said,
But yeah.
I think I like it more than Cult of the Lamb overall when I make my GOTY list.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Cult of the Lamb for me is starting to fall in the same category as Sable from last year, where I like the concept of it way more than the execution. Because I gotta say, as someone who doesn't have a huge Twitch following, all of that Twitch stuff seems great on paper, but it is fucking useless to me.
When do we all get to start talking about Fashion Police Squad?
Never. It looks fine. It doesn't look amazing.
It looked very silly and funny for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm starting to burn out the boomer shooter. I think I'm burning out on it. Like, I see
definitely
just play the
I
good
see these
ones.
retro pixel first-person shooters, and it's just like, yeah, it's like another one of those, huh?
There's a handful of them I'm waiting on to come out of early access. But I'm also not really. I see a bunch of them, and it's also very much a fad.
The way that people react to, oh, you're making a roguelike, well, put it in the fucking like, I feel like that's where I'm starting to get with boomer shooters.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, as someone who spent a lot of time playing original Doom and wishing that they would make more games like that, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm mostly good.
Yeah, I'm
Proteus is doing the Doom thing better than anybody else. Dusk made the best of those kinds of shooters. I want to play Wrath. I really want to play the full version of Wrath.
Yeah, that'll happen at some point. They keep on putting out updates, being like, hey, we're still making the video game.
Yeah, that's such a weird situation, too.
Where they basically got bullied by their fans into putting out semi-weekly updates.
What, with Wrath?
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, the entire situation is kind of fucked.
Because it's like, hey, the pandemic fucked everything up for us. It was like, oh, dead game. But, yeah, look at this sturdy horse.
God, I hate to say this, but I feel like, we're still going to be feeling like pandemic development and like the consequences of pandemic development for next 2 years?
I would bet on feeling the pandemic's effects for at least the next 5 years, maybe the next entire decade. Like, at work, we are still telling people that want to order like laptops and stuff that, you know, there's a drag on that. You're gonna have to wait a few months before you get it.
Well, see, the weird thing is, like, the enterprise side of the tech sphere is, like, yes, you're right. The enterprise side of things is
Here we go.
fucked. The consumer side of things, like, everyone is freaking the fuck out about, like, oh shit, all of these laptops that we made thinking that people were gonna need to just use laptops for Zoom and shit, like, everybody is freaking out, like, oh shit, this market's gonna crash and no one's gonna buy this and everyone's gonna have too much inventory.
Get some cheap laptops over the next few years.
Yeah. Like Best Buy and all of those big box stores are sounding the alarm of, like, we need to order less Chromebooks, god damn it.
I mean, if the result of this is over the next few years, a bunch of regular Joes can get good laptops for cheap instead of spending the absurd amounts that decent computers cost these days, that I don't.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be a great. It's gonna be a buyer's market. It's absolutely gonna be a buyer's market.
All right. Let's see.
I just joined. What build path? What
So I am
game are you
doing a
making
party
for?
of nothing but dwarfs because each dwarf in the party gives every single dwarf +1 con. So we've got some tanky fellows.
You got +4 con for everyone right now.
Yeah.
Including me.
And then gonna go out to the islands.
Which mythic path would this build be airing towards?
I have no idea how that works in this mode.
Ah.
I know there is some mythic path integration. So this gives us an abyssal blessing. Winds of chance, +1 random ability score. Able to buy goods, shop, don't give a shit about that. Unique magical item.
So is your goal just to get to the island on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go this way. Let's do the one with the 3 skull rating. See
Yeah.
what the abyssal. It's a free feat.
Maybe turn on turn-based mode sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love horses in this game. Like they said, we're putting in mounted combat.
It makes it looks so silly and isometric. Like they clearly don't fit in this space.
Yeah, it's great. It's so funny.
Can you not dismount?
I mean, I can.
But you don't want to.
I don't want to, yeah. Like, because you need it. Oh, I forgot to rest. Cool. Anyway.
You'll be alright.
It's fine. Know why? Because we got defensive stance now.
So which mythic paths, Brayden, have you actually completed?
I beat the game as a trickster.
Oh, right. You like some fun. You like to have fun.
Yeah, I like to have fun. As opposed to you.
Yeah, I was an Aeon.
Yeah, cop.
Which one was the I forgot which one I played. The party one.
I was
Azada?
Aeon and then I was Azada.
Yes.
If you
I
did
was
basic
Azada.
bitch shit, you probably did Azada.
I mean, I did Azada because I got a cool little dragon out of it.
Okay, that's pretty good.
What did you do? I was second line.
I like that your horse has a portrait next
Yeah.
to your characters.
Also, my horse gets bonuses from arcane accuracy too. Don't worry.
If you want a horse with a portrait, you should play Crusader Kings and find the horse build.
I am aware of the horse build.
What's the horse? Can you play as a horse in Crusader Kings?
Yes.
If
Get the
you
horse elected
listen, you know, you get enough inbreeding in your dynasty and appointing
Somebody
horses
eventually
to
fucks the
positions
horse.
of court. You know, becomes a natural option.
The horse build has been in Crusader Kings since 2. I think that like it's Europa Universalis has like Iceland can have like a polar bear build or a penguin build. Like there's joke factions in every single one of these games.
It is finished.
Except Victoria. I seem to recall Victoria didn't have joke builds.
Alright. I'm gonna get off. I need to go to sleep.
All right.
Bye. Sleep
Have
well.
a good night, Justin.
Alright. See, I'll talk to y'all later.
We're doing a session this week, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is this where Relkin does it, or?
No.
No.
Go.
Tank horse deals 25 damage. Dare you fight against the power of tank horse?
Tank horse or horse tank?
Tank horse.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Tell me a funny
you know,
story.
I teach students who don't speak English as their native language.
Uh-huh.
So this young Vietnamese girl who is new to the country
Uh-huh.
they're not bullying me, but Mr. Vincent, oh, fuck.
You keep on doing this to yourself. This is not the first stream where you've accidentally said your own name.
It's fine, Chris.
It's fine. No one's watching.
So why do the students keep laughing at my folder? It's like, what's your folder? She pulls it out, and it's covered with peaches.
Ah.
I was like,
Go.
no, nope, nope. I noped my way out of that situation.
Talk to your parents.
Talk to your parents. Google it. Actually, don't Google it.
Yeah, you shouldn't recommend that.
I was like, why don't you ask one of your friends? I don't know.
That was easy.
I have thoughts very sincerely about making a party of nothing but mounted characters just because of how broken that would be.
Live your dream.
Just doesn't work correctly.
Live your best life.
I mean, right now we're doing the dwarf build.
I was gonna say, you're not living your best life already, so why not add some happiness?
I mean, dwarfs are good in Pathfinder.
This spell doesn't work like that.
Why aren't they better in elsewhere?
I mean, they're also quite good in 5e.
I feel like the problem with 5e dwarves is that I keep making the same dwarf paladin.
Then make a different character.
Or, sorry, not dwarf paladin, dwarf cleric.
Yeah, have you considered making a different kind of dwarf?
Like an artificer dwarf, so now I'm just Joseph Bugman.
Yeah.
Sure, that's a different thing.
No, if like everybody who creates a drow just creates Drits,
Drizzt.
Say purpose to piss off Brayden.
You are due Erden in my patience. Is that anything? No?
No, but I feel like if you make an artificer dwarf, you literally just make Joseph Bugman. Like, you make the same character over and over again. Even though you say, the artificer class has so much diversity. It's like you picked a dwarf. I know exactly the type of artificer you're making. It's
okay.
Every user created drow, it's Drizzt. And every artificer dwarf is Joseph Bugman. You're making a brewmaster. Shut the fuck up. It's the same fucking character every single time.
It's the first time for them.
Not the people I play with.
You play.
Okay.
You have already expressed in no uncertain terms that the people you play D&D with are bad people.
We have a rules as written person, Relkin, in the group.
I mean, I'm not too far off from that. I'm the guy that goes to the source book.
Oh, no.
I've done that during our play.
Oh, no. You just remind us to keep on script. This person will metagame and rules lawyer.
Oh,
even
yeah, I'm
DM.
against. I don't like metagaming.
It's like, okay, guys, let's go into the dungeon. It's like, I don't know, guys. The dungeon, the sound that he suggested sounds like something that might be a gelatinous thing. It's like, shut the fuck up.
That's just a
Failure is fun.
metagamer. That's just a
Failure
fun
is
police.
fun. You can
So-
fail and still have fun in
I
tabletop
kind
in
of
a way
like
that video
dying
games
in
don't
D&D.
work.
I feel like dying is fun.
Well, it doesn't need to be death. It just sometimes failure can lead to a more interesting result than succeeding.
That's the one thing that I don't know. I think we've talked about this before, Brayden. I don't know if they're ever going to embrace failure in D&D ever again.
No, because people want the power fantasy.
Good
want
guys
to win.
always win.
The thing is,
Even-
you can sometimes have a win and still be a failure. Like, let's just say if you do a giant job to get 400 gold crowns and you only get a quarter of that because they dupe you, and then you have to go
Even
on a
when
worse
they
job.
did- Yeah. Yeah. Like, even when they did Tales from the Yawning Portal and they did the 5e version of Tomb of Horrors, like, even that had, like, raw edges sanded off. Where
Not
it was
as
not
much.
Actually.
But, yeah.
Nobody wants to die.
I mean, Tomb of Horrors is also just poorly designed, like, intentionally
Got
malicious
this.
bullshit that Gary Gygax made to fuck with people at cons.
Hurts.
But I'm more like saying, like, people don't want to die, and
This
Wizards of
should
the
do
Coast is aware of that, and it's like they haven't solved the problem as a result. They're kind of in denial, and I don't think 5.5e is ever fixed that. I don't think
No.
they'll ever fix that.
And you looked away and suddenly there's a horse? Yeah, we have tank horse now.
It's a dwarf. Don't worry about it.
It's a dwarf riding a horse.
It's one of them surface dwarves.
Because they made the mistake of saying, hey, we're going to put cavaliers in the game. The bespoke mounted class option. And
What does it say, Brayden? Let me prick your brain real quick. What does it say that you are having a better time with Wrath of the Righteous, and even like you've been having more fun with these games than Pathfinder 2e?
because the one time I played Pathfinder 2e, I had to deal with humans.
You see, if I played Pathfinder, like actual God for real Pathfinder, I would not make a super wildly broken character because I don't know how to do that in this game. But how about a monk that's just every white guy that's gone to India for a month and comes back changed? How about that?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
It's sufferable.
Just the worst human.
He would call himself, I don't know,
Yogi.
Sensei Bob or something. Yeah, Yogi Bob.
Yogi Bob, just...
Yogi Robert.
I mean, I did make a, speaking of Pathfinder 1e, like, for a very short-lived, group. One of the worst experiences I've had playing tabletop RPGs.
Was this the one that I helped you with on Steam Chat? With,
No.
It was Shakespeare themed.
No.
I still think you should.
No,
find
that
yourself-
that group fell apart because people were busy that summer, and also one of the people in that group was a woman I was interested in at the time, and then she said, "Hey, can I bring my boyfriend?"
Got it.
And you know.
Anyways, so yeah, you're the worst experience ever.
I'm not gonna fight that huge water elemental. What if we just stealthed? Stealth horse. Stealth horse.
I like the models in this game.
Like, yeah, okay, here's the thing. If I had a different group of players, who were not so insistent upon, like, pushing me, by just fucking min-maxing to death, I probably would have had a better time.
There's a GM for every type of player, and there's a player for every type of GM. Sounds like those people would prefer maybe one of those GMs that's looking for a total party kill.
Okay, I think that the horse is good.
Okay. Now, you would rank the analysis paralysis player above the alpha gamer, right?
Yes, because the analysis paralysis player is the person who says, "What should I do?" and I just say, "You should just be a fighter."
Or they say, "What should I do now?" and then you say, "Oh, you took too long. They attacked you."
I mean,
Be
if I
that
wanted
guy.
if I wanted to ensure that people didn't want to play with me, I could do that. Yeah.
That's not that bad. You learn from that.
The hard way.
Some tough love.
Let's see. Can I? Let's see. Reduced. What kind of damage reduction do you have?
This will hurt.
Oh, it's just damage reduction 5. Nothing. Cool. Get him, Beffrey.
I'm trying to think, like, what are the other types of players that drive me crazy?
The analysis paralysis person, I'm just like, you should hit him.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't have picked a bard for your first character.
Oh my god.
I think
Because
analysis paralysis is just it's a temporary problem. Like at some point, the
You
other people in
think
the
that,
team
but
can
there
push them
really are
forward.
people who, if they have too many choices, they do get overwhelmed and they cannot fucking make a decision. It's like, well, I want.
Damn you!
It's like, come on, man. Like, okay, you want a suggestion? I'll give you a suggestion. It's like, I think the other player that kind of drives me crazy is the heliocentric, the world revolves around me player. Not
Yep.
necessarily the alpha gamer. They just think that I want to do this.
This is my story.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this.
And that's also
Like,
a GM problem sometimes.
yes. If the GM placates the heliocentric player, it will fuck everything up.
Well,
We had
and
a
then more
player-
like the GM saying like, no, this is my story. You're all just characters in it.
Oh, that's like the ultimate way to say, okay, I'm done. Bye. But no, we had a heliocentric player who literally we would be in carriages going from one city to the next, and like the DM, and eventually he had to like say, you can't do this. And he's like, you see trees with chrysalises. I jump out of the carriage and I want to take a bite out of the chrysalis. It's like, fucking, you break your leg out jumping out of the carriage.
No, tank horse.
He was not meant for this world. He's supposed to move on to the next.
No, he took damage because he's a horse.
This should
In the
do
arms of the angel.
Ow.
Okay, Sarah McLaughlin.
No.
Are you still here?
McLaughlin's the one that does all of those fucking
Let's try this
ASPCA
way.
commercials, right?
Sure, I have not watched cable television except for sports in a long time.
I should have rested. I should have rested. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I fucked up.
Are you doing an impression of me again?
What are you talking
Sounds
about?
like it.
Oh, tank horse. Oh fuck. They fucked my tank horse. Nah, okay, I'm done.
Such a dick sometimes.
It's not too far
Such a
off.
fucking dick. I hate how close it is. Again, as I always joke, it's like all of the words that came out of his mouth were pronounced correctly. That's how I know he fucked up.
Good guys.
Get him,
always win.
Beffrey. I forgot that this game has a death's door rule on lower difficulties. So, thankfully, we're not completely devastated.
I got this.
CP asking if we should just normalize TPKs. We should normalize TPKs.
Hashtag normalize TPKs.
You should totally make TPKs cool again. God damn it.
Come on, stealth.
My
Look. Stealth horse. Tank horse, stealth horse.
My favorite TPKs of all time was we just completely fucked up, got into a battle against a dragon, couldn't pull it off. EM kills us, and then we create a new party. We thought we were starting a new campaign. Plot twist. The villains of our current new campaign after the fact are wraiths of our characters from the previous campaign.
Ooh.
It's the coolest reveal ever. I loved it.
Stealth horse.
Not even an original idea. No, it's not an original idea. But, man, I wish people...
Alright, you're the one in the party that actually can sneak. Nope.
A test of my abilities.
Relkin, did you see the guy who did a no-hit Sekiro run?
I did. I watched the first 10 minutes and said, God damn it. I mean, I felt pretty good about beating Junichiro in like 20 minutes, and this guy's beating the earlier form of Junichiro that you're supposed to lose against in the space of like 90 seconds while chatting casually.
he did it in like a minute and a half almost.
Some would call that 90 seconds.
This will hurt.
But yeah.
So much further until you get to make another character.
I think I have to finish this,
Or I guess here's a better question. Do you think you're going to continue playing this mode?
I could. On stream, you mean?
I meant in general, like how much play do you think this is going to get out of you?
I mean, I need to play Arcanum. So...
Okay.
Fuck, that's right. I
that's
also
fair.
need to play Arcanum. Where did you... We need to relay this to Jeff. Where do where did you say was a good stopping point for us? You said the Jester?
when you meet Gilbert Bates. Who's just Bill Gates. Get it?
No.
You should have run.
I swear, every single time I play a troubleshooter for an hour, I learn of 5 new mechanics and 6 new systems.
Yeah. That's that game.
That's the Arcanum experience.
No, not that.
He's
It's
playing
called-
Troubleshooter.
Oh,
It's,
sorry.
It's great, but boy.
Oh, okay.
Also, and I feel like that also applies to Arcanum, my guy.
Yeah. Okay, what feats did we get? Okay, you got Bull Rush? Sure. Why not? Bull Rush is okay. You can push enemies away.
Ooh.
You get Shield Focus? Sure. That's a good feat for using a shield.
You guys said you were having troubles running Arcanum, right?
Jeff did. Okay, you got Blind Fight, which is not what we need at all. But hey, you're the sorcerer.
I have had
And you got
the
Alertness.
Steam or the GOG version. I've had not a bad time with the GOG version.
Yeah, I just turned it on. It works.
Yeah. He had to just delete some D3, Direct 3D, DLL, some wrapper level thing.
Game, yes, if you wish to join us, it is on sale for under $4.
These character portraits are very good.
Like, Arcanum is always on sale, but
Yes.
it's on sale. Oh, Kenshi's on sale for 50% off.
Flow of water, +1 on saves. Yeah, okay.
I feel like I've already asked Braden if he thinks Kenshi is a good game.
I stared at Kenshi for, let's say, about 90 seconds and said, this is a lot right now, but I'll come back to this, and haven't come back to that. But Kenshi seems potentially like, if you want your systemic hell game, and I do.
All right, Braden, what's a good build in Arcanum? You know, just generally speaking.
I would say a good build in Arcanum is
Not guns, he said.
not guns. Like my boring answer is a flat melee fighter.
You
Straight
should
melee.
do my build.
You should
So-
do the build I described on the last stream.
So if I made a half ogre,
Yeah.
Now, Relkin, okay, I got a suggestion. Build throwing, make nothing but Molotov cocktails and grenades, and just rely on throwing explosives.
I've got a Cro-Magnon looking dude here that
And specialize in throwing, and just throw nothing but explosives. You would be amazed at how viable that is.
they don't let you make female half ogre.
No, they do not. And there is a story reason for that. Surprisingly.
How much do we get into like the history of Troika if we do this multi-episode?
I mean, we don't need to like talk.
All this
The-
waiting.
I think if we ever do Vampire the Masquerade, we can do that. But I don't think it's a necessary thing we need to touch upon for just one podcast.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, and I don't care.
There's a game by those people we could play where we could talk about the history of Troika.
That's all of them. They made 3 games.
I would-
Anyway, everyone gets plus 10 HP for finishing this island.
I was more making a reference of the Outer Worlds.
Good.
You should make a reference. How much of the podcast would involve you ranting?
I mean, it would just be me going, I think that game is bad.
I just think it's mid. Like,
I think it's a bummer.
Alright, I made my half-orc factory escapee orc lady.
Yeah.
Get that strength.
Are you using the unofficial patch?
Nope, this is just right off GOG.
Okay. You should use the unofficial patch.
What does it do?
It fixes a
He
lot
actually-
of stuff.
he sent me. I can send this to you. You sent this.
It also supports high resolutions.
Copy
Oh,
link.
that'd be nice.
I need to find you.
Maybe windowed mode as well?
Yes.
Yes. Everything that you need for that game is there. Let me find it. I'm gonna
Let's
send
look
this
up
to
unofficial patch.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Like, not only is it like a high resolution patch, it has the official DLC. Had 7
Foreman
mini
Town.
campaign. Yeah, fuck man.
The GOG has that one as well.
But anyways, yeah.
Nice.
It's. I love how this unofficial patch just straight out says, for a long time, Arcanum was seen as one of the buggiest CRPGs ever made. Not wrong. I think that's still the original Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines launch was maybe the most hot, fucking busted ass video games I've ever played. And like KOTOR 2 at launch.
KOTOR 2 at launch was
Incredibly broken. I played through that entire thing on Xbox.
I played the Xbox version as well, so
I played it on
at the end of the
PC,
tunnel.
which came out, a couple months later.
I was
and
under
it's
the
still
impression
broken.
that the PC version was actually worse than the Xbox version.
Yes, it
How
was.
did you get the bug where your dialogue text would just completely break and be nothing but gibberish that wouldn't screen wrap, and it was like the kerning was off and stuff?
I had it to where for an entire level, I think the one when you're on the Mandalore planet, my character's running animation broke, and so he was like
Mid stride.
animation with his arm up, like his
And a
fist
leg
arm
out, but just kind of
squared,
like gliding.
gliding. It
Yeah.
was just stuck in that animation. It was just that's it. That's all I had. It was like Captain Morgan pose the entire level. But yeah,
That sounds like a feature, not a bug.
the problem, from what I hear, the problem with the PC version is the pathfinding was even worse than the Xbox version. Just moving around in the world was terrible. And also, I remember playing the original PC version when I first got Steam, and I was getting placeholder text for dialogue scenes.
Well,
Wild
it's great
shit.
now.
Yeah. Supposedly it's going to get great on Switch, but boy, I wonder how Aspire is doing, guys. Golly, I wonder if Aspire is having a good
Considering they
time
got
right now.
the Coder remake job taken from them.
Yeah, they're probably dealing with some shit right now, huh?
I'm more concerned about what's going on over at Saber Interactive now that they apparently have multiple
This should do it.
giant projects. I
Yeah,
prefer if they just got Space Marine 2. I don't want them to also have to do KOTOR remake.
their situation is so fucked. Can't
That
imagine.
brace a little too tight.
The way that Jeff Grubb said it is it sounds like that what happened was Aspire spent all of their money and all of their budget for the first 2 levels, Gragas and Terrace.
For KOTOR 1?
No, the KOTOR 2. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, KOTOR 1 remake, not Terrace. Oh wait, yeah, Terrace.
And
They
there's
spent
Spire.
And they spent all of their money on the first level of KOTOR. And then
That seems like they were trying to do that in order to get additional funding, show off what they have.
And then they found out that, hey, you spend all of the money just on the first level, and it's like
This will
we're pulling the plug.
Also, a company better known for
porting.
ports.
Literally, they've been doing it since the 90s.
Yes.
They gave a port team their first full project, and it's not an easy project.
Oh, you fell off the horse. That's not a euphemism.
Pay attention.
I don't.
ready for anything.
I'm not excited about them. That entire situation just seems totally fucked, and I feel bad for them. Because yeah, they're a port team that was given an actual project for the first time in their 20-year history. And also, it sounds like they didn't get a lot of clear directions about what they wanted out of a KOTOR remake.
I'm gonna
Well,
guess
forget.
it was under budget. Was the one thing they were told.
And it sounds like hardest decision, which was make your own custom. Sounds like they did not license D&D, so they had to make their own custom combat engine, which I can only imagine is a difficult thing to do.
I would bet.
All right, you put the unofficial patch in the, presumably in the.
You just run it.
appropriate-
Yeah, you put it in and you run it.
Yes, you have the. It's one of the. I think it. Yeah, it's kind of like a total conversion mod, right, Brayden? So as long as you have the game installed.
Nah, you gotta run it.
Total conversion mods are
Good
great.
guys always win.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
like
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh geez, level cap remover
Yeah.
disables the
Some
XP per
dark-
hit system.
Dude, let's get in some dark
This will
shit.
hurt.
Yeah, you can go down some real weird roads.
There's a mod in here called Pyro Bow.
Some of that stuff is also like re-enabling cut content.
Yeah, be a little careful about that shit because
Some of it was cut for a reason.
I'm
No
like,
combat music.
as I shared and relayed to Brayden a while ago, there's some that the Robot Planet mod for KOTOR 2. You don't want to install that one.
I don't think it's in the.
It's not in the restored content
Restored content,
for a
no.
reason.
Not
Because-
in
You're still getting bombarded by assassin droids though.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Is yeah, that
They're trivial, so.
yeah. And I believe that also means you can get HK-47 earlier if you don't go to Nar Shaddaa first.
Yeah, because you can get their HK parts from them as well.
So that is nice.
Although he refuses to attack them.
First come, first serve.
I ever tell you what Star Wars Galaxy did to HK?
No. Is it
For the
bad?
longest time before well, what happens
Galaxies
was
or the Old Republic?
no,
I know they put
Galaxies.
them in the Old Republic.
Galaxies. So in Galaxies, you meet HK. You find out that HK has been assigned to assassinate you. You end up going through the droid planet in Geonosis. I think it's Geonosis because you end up on the
calculated
robot
risk.
assembly line from Star Wars Episode 2.
Okay.
Clones. And while he's chasing after you, you cause him to trip, he falls, and then gets manufactured into a jetpack. And in Galaxies, if you complete the mission, you can get a jetpack where HK-47 does all of his iconic one-liners and witticisms while you're floating in the air.
Sure.
Galaxies turned him into a fucking jetpack.
Why not?
Yeah. You know, Star Wars has done worse things to beloved characters.
Beautiful.
For sure. In the mainline movies, even.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somehow, Palpatine returned, guys.
I made the right decision to cut that series loose.
Remember when the expanded universe took risks?
No.
No, we don't have to have
Remember
this. Remember when Star Wars was
No,
good?
remember when they dropped
Remember
a
Kyle
goddamn moon?
Katarn?
Killed Chewba-
Man.
Killed Chewbacca by dropping a moon on him.
No, I don't, because I didn't
Gone
read those
over
books.
The galaxy, and they had to debate if they wanted to use a genophage disease thing. Then Natasha Dalla, they stopped her. Then Natasha Dalla had to have her.
You're just saying
He's
words.
making up names. He's
in
making up
an
names at this
election to ensure that the Republic would not go into bad hands, and that's how the universe.
You're just, yeah, you're just saying words now. None of this means anything to me.
You forgot to throw in the word chiss at some point.
Oh no, well, no, the Chiss are back into the
Okay,
canon
there it is.
because you remember in the Clone Wars
Time's
animated
not
series and then eventually Star Wars Rebel,
I
they
only
actually
watched
brought
like
back.
7 episodes.
There's a
of the
reason
No,
why a more
Admiral
civilized
Thrawn-
age has a
Admiral Thrawn is
goof
back into
called
canon.
the
In
Filoni
fact,
Zone.
They've already done the casting for Admiral Thrawn in the live actions area. We just don't know which product will introduce General Thrawn, a movie or television canon.
Uh-huh.
But Mads Mikkelsen has been it leaked, but Mads Mikkelsen is going to play Thrawn.
What? He already
already
played a character in a fucking Star Wars movie.
So they rehired him.
But he already played a character in a Star Wars.
It's clones. It's a big universe. I don't know. Pick your poison.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Mads
That's
Mikkelsen's
actually
a
pretty good
actor.
casting. Because Mad Mikkelsen is good in anything.
Anyways, no, yeah, the Chiss are back.
Uh-huh. Let's talk about
Wedge Antilles.
cortosis. The cortosis weave.
Well, I mean, there's not much to talk. The Cortosis blade is a ablative metal that can cut through the energy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm bullying you now.
And the vibranium inside a lightsaber.
Vibranium is a Marvel thing. Got you, fake fan.
Yeah, vibro blades are a thing. I don't know what metal they're made out of, but it's not vibranium. I don't think.
No, if it's a vibro, it's a different type of metal.
Uh-huh, listen. If it's a vibro, ask your partner beforehand.
Are you goading me into now going from Star Wars to lewd in record time?
No.
I think he's just trying to get you off of Star Wars.
I'm just
Okay,
trying to
let's talk
save
about
you.
Hardcore pornography.
I'm saving you from Star Wars.
Star Wars is good.
No, it isn't. Okay, what? Time to look up what gelatinous cubes are weak against. Immune to piercing and slashing. Cool. That's right. What a...
This should do it.
Okay, I don't have any bludgeoning weapons. So,
Strike!
The worst part about weird CRPGs is having to figure out at the beginning what stats matter and what don't.
beauty does not matter.
Okay, well, good thing I picked the half-orc.
Because beauty, the only thing beauty affects is just, like, the initial reaction NPCs have.
Okay, that was gonna be my first question. Like, charisma, beauty, what the fuck? Why are there two?
What? How else will we convey to the player?
But why do I need charisma if I'm just a big lady with a stick?
You should have run.
Insert Teddy Roosevelt reference.
I made perhaps the most haunted looking, apparently 15-year-old half-orc lady.
Oh yeah.
Bludgeon everybody to death in this world.
I've defeated the gelatinous cube. Uh-oh, people are calling me. I don't want to know why. Anyway, look at this. Look at I cast mirror image whilst upon a horse. I love video games.
Multi-horse? Are you multi-horsing over there?
No. Look at this.
Stop horsing around, Brayden.
I just got to.
I love video games.
Good
I don't
old game of
appreciate your
leapfrog.
horseplay.
This looks like some sort of like Photoshop nonsense.
Hey, you know, how else are you going to convey that information? Alright. I think that's good enough to show off what this game is.
You
Seems cool.
stirred up some problems.
As far as this mode.
Yeah, go to bed. It's your pasture time.
What?
It's past your bedtime.
Oh. Okay. I'll accept that one. Oh, you can do selective channel.
Yeah,
You
if only
did-
you could multi-class your horse.
Did 2 rogues, and 1 had a horse. You can name your 2 roads Bonnie and Clydesdale.
Uh-huh.
Stop.
You should stop. Much like me. Thanks everyone for watching. And remember, horses. Just remember horses.
Nay.
Nay. Bye.